Hi, my name is Olabode, and you're welcome to Dreams of the Heart TV, where you would receive faith-building, motivational messages to challenge you to live out the God-given dreams in your heart. You're welcome. Okay, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please press the red button. I would love to hear from you, your stories, messages, comments. That would be great. Today, I'm going to be talking about a topic called Do It Afraid. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. And I love quotes, so I'm going to start with a few quotes. It says, this one is by Joyce Meyer. It says, just because you feel fear doesn't mean you can't do it. Do it afraid. So that's where that acronym actually came from, this quote. Another quote says, if you can't beat fear, do it scared. That's from Pinterest.com. Another one that I really like says, too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. That's by Les Brown. And then Elizabeth Elliot said, sometimes fear does not subside and one must choose to do it afraid. It's a choice you have to make. So today we're going to be talking about Do It Afraid. We're going to talk about Do It Afraid. And you know, it's just a topic. So if I ask you a question, that is there any way that fear has been hindering you from taking decisions that you need to take? In one way or the other in your life, you know, decisions that would enhance you, that would enrich you. But fear has one way or the other stopped you. You know, fear of what people will say about you, fear of people criticizing you, fear of people putting you down, fear of you failing, fear of just being wrong. You know, there's so many fears. We can be scared of everything. I have something to say to you. The word fear, like we all know, the acronym is false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. What does that mean? It means fear is not actually real. It just looks real. It's not actually real. So whenever you think of that acronym and you want to do something, just think, oh, I'm going to do it afraid, even if I have to. Fear is kind of like a mirage in a desert. A mirage is like an optical image that is set up by light rays, and it's from the sky. It comes and it shines upon the ground, and then so what happens is that you see a body of water. It's a mirage. It's not actually there, but the light rays reflect on the ground and it makes it look like it's actually there. That's the way fear comes to us. It looks like, oh, this is going to happen, but it's not actually real. It's not actually. It shows you the worst possible situation. It's not actually real. So today I just want to read something. I was looking at an article by Joyce Meyer on Doing It Afraid, and there was an article that she wrote that was really inspiring that I wanted to read to us. It says, Elizabeth Elliot, whose husband was killed along with 4 other missionaries in Ecuador, says her life was controlled by fear. Every time she started to step out to minister, fear stopped her. Then a friend told her something that set her free. Her friend said, why don't you do it afraid? Elizabeth listened and took advice. Together with Rachel Saint, the sister of one of the murdered missionaries, they went out to evangelize the Indian tribes of Ecuador, including the very people who had killed their loved ones. Joyce Meyer said, many times we think we should wait to do something until we are no longer afraid. But if we did, we'll probably accomplish very little for God, for ourselves, and for others. So we should not wait. Even if you're afraid, just go head on. This is how you're going to do it. So I was going to talk about 3 tips actually that's going to help us to do it afraid. The first one is step out in faith. No matter whatever you have to do, you have to step out. You have to try. Try is better to try and fail at it, and then you learn than not trying at all. If Thomas Edison hadn't failed at doing the light bulb for 10,000 times, he wouldn't have got it done after that. You have to try and keep trying and keep trying. Step out in faith. When you step out in faith, God is there to help you. Abraham, a man in the Bible, God asked him to leave his house. He didn't even know where he was going. Leave your country and go. He obeyed. As he stepped out, God began to open doors of opportunities for him. God began to bless him, but he had to step out in faith first. So we always have to step out in faith. The second thing is do it now, which means when an idea comes to you, explore. How can this idea work? Don't say, oh, that's not going to work. Think, how can it work? What can I do to make it work? You know, just look at it and say, I'm going to take actions. Begin to put actions in place. Don't just put the idea behind you and say, oh, but it looks so scary. Oh, but I don't have the money. Oh, I don't have the resources. Start to put steps. Everything I've had to do, like the little things I've had to do, I've always had to step out in faith. Even when I started doing these videos, I didn't know how it was going to work out. But as I stepped out in faith, God began to make ways. God began to help me and bring people along to help me in everything I've had to do. And the third thing I wanted to say, the third tip is trust God to lead you. Proverbs 3 verse 5 and 6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. So what are we saying? As you trust in God to help you, trust me, as we trust in him to help us, he's going to help us. Do it afraid means, it doesn't mean that I'm not able. Do it afraid just means, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how this is going to happen. But God, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to step out in faith. I'm going to just put my feet out there. And as I begin to walk, I'm going to trust that you're going to help me to do it. I'm going to trust that you're going to bring people along me. You're going to give me business partners to help me in this project. You're going to bring people that are going to sow into this ministry. You're going to bring people that are going to help this vision of mine, because I don't even know how I'm going to accomplish it. So, but you have to take the first step to do it afraid. And as you do it, guess what? God is going to make it happen for you. One of my mentors has this favorite saying, Terry Savelle Foy. She says, someone in need is waiting on the other side of your obedience. What does that mean? There is someone in need, someone that God has sent you to, that you're meant to affect their lives, that you're meant to help in their lives, is waiting for you to obey. So why don't you just step out today and say, I'm going to do it afraid. I'm not going to care whether it looks hard, but I'm just going to trust God. I'm going to put my feet out there and I'm going to do it afraid. That's my short of encouragement to you this week. So this week, whatever you have to do this year, whatever you have to do, step out, take a step of faith, do it now, and trust God to help you bring it to pass. Have a great week ahead. Looking forward to hear stories. I would love to hear things that you did afraid this week. Have a great week ahead.